Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. And 我今天在这个视频中我讲解我是如何学中文 and I have all my stuff, so let's go. Let's talk about the first thing that we need to learn a new language and to learn Chinese. This is what I use, and I think this is what most people use. You need to pull your vocabulary, your grammar points and everything from. You need a textbook, and I think this is what common knowledge, everyone uses this. It's 𝐟𝐨𝐫𝐞𝐭, HSK. This is what everybody uses. So there are 6 of these books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, obviously. Actually, no, I lied. Because 5 and 6, you have 5 shang and 5 cha, and 6 shang and 6 cha. So you have 2 books for 5 and 2 books for 6. So actually, it's more. But there are 6 levels. And let's go to here first. So if you look here, look, we have level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, level 6. And you can see in the first book, you will learn 150 new words, which is quite a good amount for a first book, I think so. By HSK 2, you'll have 300, and by HSK 3, you'll have 600. By the time you get to HSK 3 to 4, you're pretty conversationally good. I think around 4, when you finish 4, you can have conversations, real conversations. You can go to bars, restaurants, out in the street. You can ask for directions. You're pretty comfortable after 4. After 5, you can have deeper conversations, and after 6, you can chew the fat all day long. Well, I got to this one. It took me 2 years to get to this one. And then since then I stopped because I was very conversational. I was speaking Chinese at home all day. I don't speak English to my dog, for example. I have a dog and we speak, well, I taught him in Chinese. It's just thinking process. You're by this time, you're already conversing and thinking in Chinese. Let's take a look at HSK 1. So let's just dive in here and see what you can expect. Very simple. The first one, you can see the English alphabet, to give you, help you read the character, basically, alphabet size. Next one. So you have it here. It's very simple for you to read. It's ni hao. So HSK 1, just easy to you in nice and slowly, very basic words, but actually it's the most difficult book because what you're learning here is the phonetical sound for the way you will speak Chinese. So it's all about the phonetical sound and the tones. Now, the tones are the worst thing in the world for an English speaker. We don't have tones. Lots of Asian languages have tones. I think Chinese has 4. Mandarin Chinese has 4. Cantonese has like 8 or 9. I'm not sure. That will trip you up. And no matter how far you get, tones will still be there for you to get wrong. So don't worry too much. You can't be perfect. As long as you can speak and people can understand you and you can understand other people. So this is the hardest book, definitely. If you start, you get to this book and you find it difficult to get through this book because it gets easier the further you get. It really does. Learning the phonetical sounds, tones, it's all brand new and it's difficult. Get through number 1, you'll be fine. Let's go to number 3. Why did I choose number 3? Because this is when you lose the pinyin, the alphabetized, again the word I can't say, version. So here you see, this is the pinyin. You see the pinyin here? Beifang, you're going to lose that here and just concentrate on the actual Chinese character. So this is the biggest jump. HSK 1, you're learning the new sounds and the way to move your mouth. And then here we start, look, we don't have the pinyin, the alphabetized English version. We just have the characters. So you'll learn here 4 or 5 new words and they'll be placed into some sort of easy small paragraph that you can digest. It's a good basis for you to learn the new words. But here you lose the pinyin. So it's a big jump. This is the biggest jump, but you'll be fine. So here, 1, 2, 3, 4 small paragraphs, learning about 4 characters in each paragraph, and then you'll do grammar. There you go, that's HSK 3. Now, let's go to HSK 5. HSK 5 is utterly boring because it talks about some things that are very traditional and look, turnip pancakes in my hometown. Does that topic delight you, make you feel excited? Not me. So HSK 5 is another jump because you've gone from having like 1 or 2 or 3 small stories, 1 large story to break down, and there are around 50 characters to learn for each new story. But it's the same, it's kind of the same, but it's just more and more and more. But look, we have a very large story about turnips, exciting, and we have 44 characters to learn. My advice would be, if you have classes which I'll talk about. Learn the characters yourself first before you go into class. You'll make your life so much easier. HSK 5 is another big jump. Why? First of all, like I just explained, it's a long story. Then you go into the grammar. Again, no opinion. But here, this is the big change in HSK 5. These characters are very similar. 怀念, 想念. And what you do is they mean kind of the same thing, but they're just slightly different. You're learning the subtle differences in two words that mean the same. That's the HSK books 1 to 5. You will need them to learn. Start at 1 and get through it. Okay, so the second thing I want to talk about and what I did, how I learned Chinese, was I got a teacher. Now, teacher obviously is important for many things. They can correct you, and I don't need to go into it, so this one will be quick. But if you want to find a teacher, there are many places online where you can find Chinese teachers for good prices for online classes. Personally, what I did was I found a teacher from a school. I live in China, so it's easier for me. What I did was asked her if she would like to take private lessons, which was good for me and good for her. Why was it good for me? Well, because if you pay a fee for a school online, you're going to be paying more money because the teacher has to earn money and then the school has to earn money. So I paid less. I went straight direct to her. It was also good for the teacher because she was able to take the full fee. And so my suggestion would be to find a teacher online or in person if you can. And if they are part of a school, maybe first start with the school and then ask, would you like to teach private lessons? Because then you get paid more, I pay less. And also you as a student, you get more time. They're going to give you better classes because you're one-on-one with them and they can personalize and tailor classes to your weak points. Like me, I said before, I can't speak in tones. My tones are terrible. So not only do you need a teacher to work on your weak points and improve your strong points as well, but also it's a good way of having structure, scheduled in points in the week to practice your conversational Chinese, because you'll need to talk. You'll need to practice your conversation every day. Okay, so I just touched on the importance of practice, and the next thing I wanted to talk about ways you can practice, and I wanted to talk about apps. You can find many apps on the App Store. If you have an Apple, I'm not sure about Android, but you can find many apps that are packs of flashcards for you to constantly review. There are lots of translation apps, and there are many things you can use. For me personally, what I used was an app called Anki. Anki, basically, unfortunately, it's a paid app, which some of you might not like, but I believe if someone's done some hard work and a good job, then a service should be paid for. Which also, if you like my videos and you're here and you're a subscriber, you can also support the channel if you want to with Buy Me a Coffee. There's a link below, so if you like it, maybe you can help and support. But back to this, the app called Anki is, I think, one of the best out there, because what you can do is you can basically type in your book. So I'm on HSK 1, HSK 2, HSK 4, 5, 6, whatever. I'm doing Japanese, I'm doing German. Whatever you're learning, you can type it into the search bar in the app to find a pre-made like flashcard deck for you to run through. So if you want to do, for example, I'm on HSK 5. If you want to learn HSK 5 flashcards, type it into Anki, HSK 5, download the flashcard pack, and you can be there learning and reviewing your flashcards when you have time. If you're sitting in the car, if you're traveling on the metro, if you're just have a moment in a cafe to yourself, then you can run through the flashcards on the app. Highly recommend it. And if you don't want to pay for things like that, I understand. You can find, I'm sure you can find, a good alternative on the App Store. So flashcard app, translation apps like Pleco and Google Translate, very important. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to talk about was an environment. Now you might say, well, Oliver, you live in China, it's easier for you to learn because you have the Chinese environment. You can go out into the street, you can talk to people, all your senses are filled with Chinese 24/7. How can I get that if I live in Europe or United States or wherever you live? Well, you can try your best, and I would recommend some things to you. I think this is called Yoku. Now again, I apologize because I think this is a paid service, kind of like, but it's very cheap, like a Chinese Netflix slash YouTube sort of thing. And it has a lot of independent creators on there as well, so it's actually quite cool. There's some things that you kind of like indie monster movies where people have like made it at home, and the quality is surprisingly good. So it's quite a hidden gem actually. I should do a video on Yoku itself. But look, you can see there's like all the movies you like. Mission Impossible in Chinese here. Oh, Walking with Dinosaurs, a classic from my childhood, in Chinese. There is, let's just see what movies we have in, so go here, movies. Let's just see what we have. Can I search? Yeah, let's search for American movies. Go. Oh, that's English, sorry. Go for American movies. Click, go. Movie, American, go. These aren't American. I don't know. Oh, they are. Yeah, so look, you can search for anything you want and it's all in Chinese. It's a great way to, have your things that are familiar to you in a different guise in Chinese. So it's great for you. Just go again here. It's so good. That's one thing I would recommend, Yoku, because like I said, it's things you are familiar with, but in Chinese. So that's a great way of making you think in your new language. Another thing I would recommend is use your HSK Stories, okay? Use these. Open your book, get these. If you don't have the PDF in your book, even if you do have the PDF in your phone, I would actually write these, learn to write them in your notes on your phone. You're reading the story, you're writing the story, and then it's in your notes. So that when you have a free period, you're having your hair cut. I used to sit in the barbers with my hair and read the story on my phone. So you have to be very organized and find pockets of time where you can kind of cheat the system and learn Chinese. And also what I did, I will show you in a video. You can scan here in your book. It's the audio version, okay? So you have all the stories already in perfect Chinese.
第19课，家乡的萝卜饼。
的薄如白纸。
What I did was I screen recorded it, I put them into an album, so when I can put my headphones in and I can listen to all of these stories as I'm walking, riding the bike, walking the dog, washing the dishes, whatever. So I would also record the audio stories. And another thing that you can try is you can get some labels and you can label things in your house. So like shoes, dishes, wardrobe, these sort of things. So there are ways you can do it. Write the stories in your notes and read them when you have time. Record the audio and put the headphones in when you're out and about. Listen to the stories and maybe label things in your house. These are things I've tried and I've done and I've had success with. Okay, so we're nearly at the end of the video, but as we move to the end, we have 2 more things to discuss. When learning certainly a new language, but of course a language as complex as Chinese, I want to talk about dedication and finding your own routine. Like I said, Chinese is incredibly complex and toilsome when you first start, and you need to find your own method and your own patterns and your own routines in order to take in and digest all the new information you're going to be taking in. So for example, like we know now, in the book, any unit will consist of new vocabulary, a new story, and new grammar. So what I do is I have a notebook for each of those things. So before I go in and learn the new unit, the new story, I first need to learn the new words, the new characters. So if you look in here, no, look at that. So what will happen here is I will first write the pinyin, the character, the meaning, and whether it's like a verb or a noun, an adjective, so forth. So I will write the character. Each character I will write, say a new unit has 40 new words to learn, I will write mechanically each word around 20 times each, 30 times each, just to drill it into my mind. Why write the words? When you write the words, for me anyway, again, find your own process, maybe it doesn't work for you, but the way I work, I'm very organized, very OCD in my mindset a lot of the times. I'm kind of hyper organized and hyper focused on certain small details. So for me, when I write the word, I'm downloading the way, the pattern, the shape, the character itself in my mind. I'm writing the word, I'm writing the meaning, I'm writing the pinyin all together, and I'm saying it as I write it, and it's a way of logging that and locking it into my mind. So I would absolutely recommend, do not cut corners. You have to write the characters several times, one character several times to log it in. So I have a book for characters, for vocabulary. I also have a book for grammar. So let's just open to a random page. Here. If you can see, this is my grammar book. So this is how I learn the grammar. So for example, these will be the examples given in the story, in the book, sorry. They will give you 3 or 4 examples. And then these ones will be my attempt of recreating that grammar in a new sentence. So I have a booklet Every new grammar will be inside here. I will write the examples down, and then I will try and write my own versions of that. Finally, after I've done the class, we have hell on earth. We have like mock exam questions in here, which are very difficult. So it's like listening questions and intensive reading questions, loosely, very, very loosely based on the topic you just learned, like this. So intensive reading, listening, and writing. So find your own way to organize the way you learn this, the way you process it. So like I said, I will learn the vocabulary, the grammar, the story before I take the class, and then I will practice in the practice book after. So be dedicated and allow it to take time. It's fine. That's my last, yeah, that just goes naturally into my last point. It's about time. It's gonna take time. There will be times when you're frustrated, when you feel like it's not going in. I've been there all the time. So often I'm like, why have I not learned this yet? Why is it not going in? Why can't I be where this person is? Can't compare with other people. You can't allow yourself to get frustrated and beaten up by it. It's gonna take time. So if you're dedicated, if you have drive, if you find a way to organize it yourself, don't be worried if it's taking a long time, because it will. Allow it, trust the process, add the small building blocks in the right places, and don't be afraid if it's taking time. That's it. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. If you like these videos, if you like what we do here, please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you do, then we will see you in the next video. Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.